All right, guys, we got Coach McElwain. We'll open it up with an opening statement, and then we'll go to your questions. So, Coach, it's yours.
All right. Hey, guys. You doing all right? Um, First off, just going into this game, you can't help but kind of think, about, the people down in Louisiana and what they're going through, with the storms, the power outages, the rain. Our thoughts are with them. And then obviously, I can't imagine how tough it is, Coach Faulk losing his daughter recently is our hearts just ache for him because I know how tight our family is here with each other and just how hard that'd be. But our thoughts are with those people and what they're going through, and we're getting ready to go down there and play a ball game. And it's one of those things where the atmosphere is like no other. It is a great place to play, and the fans are great. So it'll be a really good experience for our football team and our program to be able to go and play at such a historical venue, and we're looking, it's great for them to get that opportunity to go play. So updates on us, injury-wise, really nothing has changed much. Matowski, is I would say doubtful rather than questionable. We'll kind of see where and how he bounces around today, or if he's able to bounce around. But he'll miss another game. And really, other than that, that's really any of the major stuff. We did have a couple guys finish, their vaccines on Sunday. That are still feeling the effects of that Sunday and Monday, but should be okay to go. So, but that's really where we're at from an injury update. Again, thoughts with all the people down there and what they're going through, and obviously, Coach Faulk and what's happening within their program as well. But questions?
All right, we'll start with Jason.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, this is your second SEC opponent in 3 weeks. What do you feel like the guys learned from playing against Missouri 2 weeks ago, going on the road in that kind of environment, and being able to, hang with them and push them right there till the end?
Well, I think it's like I said. I think it's all about opportunities and experiences. I think both those schools allowing us to come in and play, and I think our guys hopefully won't go in with big eyes, and kind of been there, done that kind of thing. I would hope would happen, and yet. When you get into places like this, it's natural. Maybe you don't see these places in the Mid-American Conference like this, and obviously the great players that they have, and how well they're coached. I think Coach O does an outstanding job. I'm a huge fan of Coach O. I think what he does for those players and how he handles things, I think. Is really, really good. But we've gotten that first one out of our system, and yet, believe me when I tell you this, the difference between playing at Missouri and playing at LSU and Death Valley at night, quite a bit different.
All right, let's go to Mitch.
Hey, Coach. You kind of mentioned Death Valley is kind of a different beast in itself. I know you hit on it a little bit, but what is it about that stadium in particular that makes it so daunting for teams to play at?
Yeah, no, I mean, well, starts with the fans. I mean, the fans are great. I mean, they are rabid about their home team, and they make it something special, and they don't cut you any slack when you go in there. I'll tell you that. And yet, that's what makes college football so great. The stadium itself, obviously, they're right there on top of you. There's no hiding, uh, and I think part of it too, they're really football smart. I mean, they really understand the game of football, and they understand how to help their Bengal Tigers in situations, and I think that has maybe something to do with it as well.
All right, let's go to Sneds.
Hey Jim, um, everybody played last week. You played well. You moved the ball. You pitched a shutout. I've always heard that from coaches that it's always a good week of practice after a game like that because everybody's excited they got a chance to play and everything like that. How do you take advantage of that with this group? I mean, in terms of building off of that. And I know Robert Morris is not LSU, and whatever. But
Yeah.
the point is, that was a good week for you, and now you move forward. But how do you build off that, Jim?
Well, I think when you look at even the progression of our program, I'm not sure we've been able to do that against anybody. Where all those kids have put so much time in, to the program and helping the Chippewas to give them an opportunity to actually get out there and play. I'm not sure I know of a game that we've had since we've been here we've been able to do that. So, I look at that as the progress of the program as well, which is a good thing. And those kids deserve to get in there, and it was great to see some of the older guys and some of the guys that are playing get excited for those guys to be able to play. I thought that was great on the sideline. So it says a lot about our team. But moving forward, this is a lot. This is a lot bigger task from what we've got, staring at us this week. And yet, what, you gotta relish in those opportunities and relish the moments and really go enjoy it. We've got to be able to give them some things to think about. We can't just go in and do the things that we've done on film because they're very, very well coached and they'll know how to attack it. So for us, giving them some different looks offensively and defensively and in the special teams, you want to, make them have to sit there and make some adjustments, and that's something we've got to do a good job of this week.
Adam.
Coach, I want to go back to the atmosphere, and I know you have a Florida, Alabama atmosphere slant here, but can you give us any type of ranking on where LSU stacks up in the rest of the SEC and in environment-wise and going into play there?
I'd have to say anywhere in the country, not just the SEC. It's there's great stadiums, great environments all through the SEC. This is a place, like I said, I think that's pretty special, and those fans, I think, are the ones that do it. Like I said, their football IQ and understanding the game, and then you couple that with their passion and their care about their Bengal Tigers is something that makes it really a neat thing to be a part of. And like I said, I it'll be something that our kids will be able to talk about for a long time. What they're about to go into.
All right, what else we got from Mac? Mitch.
So I don't think you mentioned much about LSU in the past 15 years of the DBs they produced, but they got a good one right now in Derek Stingley Jr.
Yeah.
Deep at quarterback, you're deep at wideout. What are you trying to
D-line,
do the plan?
Yeah, they're deep and deep, right? That's called great recruiting, and
It is.
I think for us, when you go in, you try not to, let some of those guys just control the game. I mean, obviously you got to be aware of where they're at, and you got to be able to keep things in front of you defensively, right, and not just let them run by and go score. And on offense, for us, again, giving them some things that that maybe they haven't seen that forces them to really do some chalking on the sideline, that kind of thing, and maybe just try to slow it down just a little bit. But it's hard to slow down these guys because they run really fast.
All right, Jason.
Through the first 2 weeks, the most staggering stat that I saw is that you guys have only allowed teams to convert on third down less than 10% of the times. How much pride do you take in that? And obviously, how important and how much have you been stressing to continue that going into this weekend against such a good team?
Sure. That was one of the things we talked about in the preseason, and even with you guys. We weren't really good on either side of the ball on third down, especially in some of the third and long situations defensively that we gave up that cost us a couple ball games. But so point of emphasis in your off-season study. One of the things we've tried to do really even on the defensive side of the ball is, it's about scheme and that kind of thing, but allowing some of our playmakers, put them in position to be able to make some plays, and try not to expose some of the flaws. And I think we've done a much better job of. We got to continue to really change up the looks and so somebody can't get a beat on you. That I think that we've done a pretty decent job of.
All right, Sneds.
Mac, I'm working on a piece on the veterans in your secondary at the safety spot. Zoe, Reed, and Kresge specifically.
Yeah.
I know you didn't recruit those guys. It seems like they've been here for a long time, and in a sense they have. But can you talk about how important they have been in their roles? I mean, to get those kind of veteran guys in that spot, which is, I think sometimes gets overlooked how important that safety spot is, or the secondary is, especially with the veterans back there. But, your take on them, and as a coach, how important that is to you and the staff to have that kind of, stability or that kind of leadership back there with those three.
Yeah, no, it's invaluable. And, those three guys, none of them played very much when we got here. And, I think they really stepped up and not only from like the communication, from the back end forward. I think they've taken really pride in that, and they've taken the study your opponents to a new level, which then brings confidence of the people around them. And their ability to get us into the right checks based on some things that happen, and then getting that transferred from the back end to the front end is. I love to see the way that they kind of play together, and I think they kind of know each other's game when they're in there, which allows them, to kind of, hey, I kind of know Zoe's going to do this. Let me make sure I'm here. Those kinds of things, and I'm sure glad that they chose to be here. Obviously, their experience is invaluable.
All right, guys. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you both for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.